Hello ladies and gentlemen, my name is Phil and welcome to Expo Aviation. Today's trip report is our flight from Philadelphia to Manchester, England with American Airlines. We arrived at Philadelphia Airport on a flight from Phoenix a couple of hours earlier and found it easy enough to make our way across from Terminal C to Terminal A for our long-haul flight home. It was a 15 to 20 minute walk between the two terminals, and while there were a few signs, the information provided by American Airlines in-flight magazine was a big help. Our aircraft today was N279AY, a 9-year-old Airbus A330-200 delivered new to US Airways in June 2009. As I knew this was going to be a long day, I had upgraded us to the main cabin extra to give ourselves a bit more room. As such, we were in boarding group 5. Our flight was scheduled to depart at 9:15 local time. Boarding began around 8:25, and once our group was called, we headed on board. The main cabin extra seats are located in the main economy cabin. On the A330-200, they are from row 9 to row 16, but only along the right-hand side of the aircraft. However, the whole of row 9 was also classed as MCE due to being bulkhead seats. The seats themselves are just standard economy seats, but with more legroom. The increase in legroom was certainly noticeable compared to our flight in on the A321 earlier in the day, but as most A330s it seems, those in the window seat lose a bit of space due to an IFE equipment box under the seat in front. A pillow and blanket was provided, and our seat area was very clean and tidy. USB power is supplied to all economy and main cabin extra seats. This is located in the armrest, which I'll admit isn't a great place to put it, as the socket itself or the charging cables can easily be knocked out or damaged. Boarding was completed at 9:06 and we pushed back a minute early at 9:14. A video safety demonstration was shown on our seatback TVs as we headed out to the runway. Our routing took us to the west of Atlantic City, which was visible on the coastline, and slightly west of New York City. Had I been sat on the left, I'd have seen Manhattan, but oh well. Continuing on, we would head over Boston, then skirt Canada before heading out over the Atlantic towards Ireland. The in-flight service began pretty much straight after takeoff. The bar was free for us, so I had a beer and settled in to watch the in-flight entertainment. The seatback TVs are a little old and a bit slow to respond sometimes, but there did seem to be a knack to it. That said, they are a decent size and have a good pitch quality. They are rather shiny though and do reflect quite a lot, which isn't really a problem on a night flight at least. The entertainment selection was very impressive, with a large choice of new and older films including several classics like Back to the Future and Jurassic Park. The television offerings were great too, with lots of programmes on offer and several episodes of each, more than enough to keep one occupied on a flight much longer than this. Alas, it would be too good to be true. My headphone socket was broken, and after checking it with several sets of headphones, I confirmed it was knackered and I would have to do without. There were two in-flight magazines, the American Way, which is the standard American Airlines English language magazine, and Nexos, which was a Spanish language magazine which had different articles to the American Way, but still offered stuff like terminal maps and a fleet guide. The main meal was breaded chicken with rice, and it tasted okay. I'll admit I was losing my appetite through tiredness by this point. There was a salad with cheese and crackers for starters, and the dessert was a cinnamon crunch bar. With the meals out of the way, the lights were dimmed so that folks could get some sleep as we made our way across the Atlantic. I settled in and carried on reading my book. As day broke off the coast of Ireland, the crew handed out breakfast packs. There was a raspberry yoghurt with an optional packet of nuts to add to it. This tasted really good. There was also an apple cinnamon flat muffin and a packet of dried fruits. A cup of coffee was a welcome addition too by this point, though there was also juice, water or tea. This was another positive experience with American Airlines. Our flight was on time and our aircraft was clean and tidy with a friendly and fairly attentive crew. Well, attentive as you can be on a night flight. The main cabin extra seats cost me around £75 each on this flight, and I'd say it was worth it. On a transatlantic flight, beer and wine is free, so you're pretty much paying for the legroom alone. Normally I wouldn't have indulged, but as I knew this was going to be a long day having come in from Phoenix, I thought it would be best to upgrade, and I was glad I did. I would certainly recommend American Airlines again. They get a bad reputation at times, but so far I've had nothing but good experiences with them. Since they axed their long-standing Chicago flight last November, they now only operate Philadelphia to Manchester, which is a shame. The A330 is also being replaced on this route later this year, the 767's covering for a few months before the 787 Dreamliner takes over. This, in my opinion, is a step back. The 242 seating layout on an A330 makes it an ideal aircraft for couples when travelling. Its replacement on this route means that in future I'll need to reconsider my options for flights into the US.
Gentlemen, welcome to Manchester. Local time is 8:30. The captains ask that you remain seated with your seatbelt fastened and the aisleway clear till he's parked the aircraft at the gate and turned off the fasten.
After landing, it was a short taxi over to Terminal 3 and our trip was done. Our flight time was just a pinch under 6 hours. I hope you enjoyed this trip report, and as always, thanks for watching.